With great and profound regards, Honorable Principal Sir, teaching and non-teaching staff, and my dear sisters, I am your host Sianat Gulzar, and I extend a very warm and a hearty welcome to all of you present here with Islamic greetings. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. First of all, I would humbly like to thank Teacher Yusra for giving me this golden chance of hosting today's admirable event. Let's start off the program with a poem by Scott Fitzgerald in which he admires the nature's beauty. There's pleasure on the pathless woods, there's a rapture on the lonely shore. There's society where none intrudes by the deep sea and music in its roar. I love not the man less but nature more. The poet here finds peace in loneliness, and that's just because he's with the pleasurable company of the pleasant woods and the beautiful green forests. But imagine, what if there weren't green forests and rushing rivers around him, but heaps of dust and piles of garbage? Will he find solitude in such a place? The answer is no. No one can ever find peace in such a situation. But the concerning condition is that this is what is exactly happening to our city and to our country right now. To put more light on the topic, I would like to call upon stage Global Saviours from grade 9th who will talk about environmental hazards and their impact on forests. Everybody put your hands together for Global Saviours.
Honorable Principal, respected teachers, and my dear sisters, I welcome all of you with the Islamic greetings. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I am Asfa Maqbool, leader of the group. We are so lucky to have teacher Yusra who guided us for this presentation. We are also thankful to administration who supported us for this. We, the Global Saviours, are going to deliver a topic about environmental hazards. I don't want to protect my environment. I want to create a world where environment doesn't want protection. I'm impressed with you all guys, sitting and waiting for my speech. I hope I will leave no stone unturned to express every good note of my topic. As my topic is environmental hazards, so firstly let me explain these terms. The term environment, it is derived from the term environ, which means something related to encircle. It is believed to have been introduced firstly by biologist Jacob von Ercole. Now what is hazard? A hazard is any phenomena that has potential to cause destruction to life and property. Sometimes we take hazard and disaster as that of same meaning, but it has differences. Like a hazard become a disaster when the potential to cause destruction is fulfilled, or simply we can say a hazard is the origin of disasters. Now I'll try to make you understand with a simple and funny example. So tell me, have you watched the cartoon Motu Patlu?
Yes.
Okay, now tell me which character makes gadgets?
Dr. Jatka.
Who uses those gadgets strongly? Exactly. So from this we got that when Dr. Jatka makes gadgets, at that time it is a hazard because the potential to cause destruction is not fulfilled yet. But when Motu uses it wrongly, it becomes disaster for society because the destruction to cause the potential to cause destruction is fulfilled. Now let me tell you what actually an environmental hazard is. It is a natural event that has the capability to threaten surroundings, natural environment, or adversely affects people's health, property. Environmental hazards can be natural and man-made. Natural hazards that are caused by natural forces. For example, volcanic eruption, earthquake, volcanic eruptions, earthquake, cyclones, cloudburst, etc. Man-made hazards are caused by humans, and that includes deforestation, pollution of air and water, greenhouse effect, global warming, etc. Now you might be thinking that, are there any environmental hazards that are faced by our city? For that, I'm inviting Sister Zainab to continue the topic.
It's a privilege to have you, such a wonderful people. I hope I will come up to your expectations. As Sister Masfa made it very clear what are the environmental hazards, now it will be much easier for you to understand what are the different environmental hazards faced by our city. Environmental hazards include air contaminants, toxic waste, disease-causing microorganisms, pesticides, and extreme temperature and weather events. All these hazards are faced by our city Srinagar. So, do you know an interesting yet funny fact about Srinagar?
No.
Srinagar has been listed as the 10th worst polluted city in India. Also, a study has revealed that the pollution in Srinagar during winter months hits dangerous levels, as the air contains 5 times more tiny particulate matter than the average limit. Around 500,000 people living in Srinagar get water from Doodh Ganga water filtration plant located in the city's outskirts. The water supplied is completely unhygienic, as a huge amount of liquid and solid waste enter this river at many places. Also, a huge garbage collection point has been created by SMC at the banks of this river at Baghi Mehtab area in Srinagar, where around 800 to 1000 kgs of garbage is dumped regularly. Isn't it really sad? We still don't realize that our Kashmir's natural resources are in grave danger. The iconic Dal Lake and Vallur Lake have also fallen victim to untreated sewage and garbage dumping. And if we go near those places which look like garbage dumping sites, no one would ever want to visit the place. If we don't take concrete steps now, we will never be able to see the majestic Dal Lake in our near future. Now let's talk about the leaking buckets of government step to protect our Kashmir from environmental degradation. In Kashmir, government has banned plastic carrying bags, but what about the goods packed in plastic? We have laws and rules, but the rules implementing agencies are themselves violating the laws. This is the situation of only our Srinagar, but can you imagine what and how many environmental hazards are faced by our Kashmir? And then India, and then the whole world. You cannot imagine how much danger it is. I think it's beyond our imagination. So this was all about my presentation. Now Sister Aidan will tell you about the effects of environmental hazards.
It is always an honor to have you lovely people. I hope I will do just with my presentation. Firstly, I would like to talk about forests, which are the homes of wild animals and different kinds of herbs, which is a peaceful place for them. Forests help in maintaining the oxygen level in the atmosphere and help in regulate the climate. They save wild animals from extinction. In short, forests are beneficial for both humans as well as for animals. Now let me try to make you understand the environmental hazards, the effects of environmental hazards on forests by using this project. As you can see in this project, the one side is covered with forests and the another with industries. It is because human is responsible for this. Humans cut down the forests, which endangers the lives of animals living in the forests. In the same way, millions of animals died with the environmental hazards caused by humans, and many human diseases are taking birth. But the selfish man cuts down the forests for his own benefits. I know you might be thinking that why do I call humans as selfish beings? It is because human constructs factories, industries, homes, etc. by cutting down the forests and habitat of animals. Deforestation leaves animals uninhabited, and they start moving towards cities and start eating humans. As many similar incidents have taken place in Kashmir also, as 1 year ago a leopard killed a little girl in Budgam, and a 15-year-old boy was killed by a wild animal on Saturday evening in Baramulla district. This all happens because their habitat is ruined. Many animals died with the environmental hazards. People need to understand that no matter how much they develop, at the end they need oxygen to survive, and trees are the only known source of oxygen provider to the environment. If you are destroying trees, you are indirectly destroying the future of human race. There is no significance of development when the existence of humans is at rest. I hope we start to realize that no majestic buildings has ever thrived on the graves of innocent animals. The sooner the better. Now Sister Seerat will conclude this presentation by some preventions and what our great religion Islam says about environment.
Now let me conclude this presentation with some important points and what Islam says about environment. The environment is one of Allah's blessings to human beings who entrusted them with a role to preserve environment so that the balance of this whole universe can be maintained. Islam talks not only of the relation between Allah and man, but also provides guidelines on how to deal with environment and natural resources in a better way in all the situations. The Quran has outlined several steps through its verses to guide human beings in their efforts towards preserving environment so that the balance of this universe can be maintained. According to Quran, chapter number 1, verse number 60, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. فانفجرت منه 12 عينا قد علم كل أناس مشربهم كلوا واشربوا من رزق الله ولا تعثوا في الأرض مفسدين, which means eat and drink from the provision of Allah and do not commit abuse, spreading corruption. Also, Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, humans are created to serve the Creator, which actually means to serve the highest good for oneself, community and environment. You know, every human being is making this environment deliberately hazardous because everyone is busy in earning wealth. It's a most common phrase in Kashmiri that Zu or to Jahan or, which means when you are healthy, then you can become wealthy. So how can you become healthy? You can become healthy simply by cleaning the environment. In our beautiful religion, Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, At-tuhuru shatrul iman, cleanliness is half of faith. You know, in the present situation, everyone loves to deal with social media. Imagine if trees gave off Wi-Fi signals. We would be planting so many trees, but it's too bad now, they only produce the oxygen we breathe. All of this goes down the same abyss unless we don't do things practically. So, wake up and wake up.